I applied for 10 jobs a day for 2 weeks straight. I landed 2 six-figure remote job offers and 5 interview requests. One job was for a SATCOM system engineer role, and the other job was for a senior Linux RF comms sysadmin role. Again, both of these roles are remote and well above $100,000 per year salary. And here's the thing, everybody keeps saying that the tech job market is dead and that no companies are hiring and you're wasting your time by applying to jobs. But those people are completely wrong. You just need to know how to stand out so you can rise to the top when you're applying to different tech jobs. And I know exactly how to stand out because I've received over 30 different tech job offers throughout my tech career, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same thing as well by using the exact same job strategies that I used to land those 2 job offers that I just showed you. I practice what I preach, so in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what I did to land these 6-figure tech jobs today. And the craziest thing about landing these 2 jobs in 2 weeks is that I haven't worked a job in 12 months. So trust me, I know how to stand out and you don't need to be the perfect candidate. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did to land these 2 job offers. So we're going to be going over the AI powered resume strategy that I use to get noticed by recruiters, the LinkedIn hack that helps me get interviews within an hour of applying to a job, and the exact job boards where the real opportunities are hiding. So if you're ready to stop listening to the fear mongering that everybody else is putting out there and you actually want to learn how to land a tech job in 2024, stick around and watch this entire video. The most important piece of your job search strategy if you don't have a network is your resume. If your resume is not on point, you will not hear any callbacks from recruiters. It's 2024. You have to stop being lazy and actually tailor your resume. It's super easy to do and you can use AI to do it for you. So there's really no excuse as to why you don't have a tailored resume for these jobs that you're applying for. I call it my 3 resume strategy. You need at least 3 resumes for 3 different job titles that you're applying to. If you go out there and find the key skills and qualifications that companies are asking for, and you create a resume tailored to it based off of your current skills and what you are trying to apply for, you will hear back from the recruiters very quickly. So the easiest way to create your AI resume that's tailored to the jobs that you're applying for is by going to go find 5 different job descriptions that fit the job titles that you're applying for. When you find these different job descriptions, you're going to go into whatever AI tool you like to use. I personally use ChatGPT. I think that it works great with resumes and it reads very naturally, but you can use Claude or Gemini if that's what you prefer. Once you go into ChatGPT, you should use this prompt. Here is my current resume. I am looking for X job title. Let's say you're looking for a cybersecurity job. I'm looking for a cybersecurity analyst job. I want you to create me a tailored resume based off of these job descriptions that I found. All you need to do is copy and paste your current resume and then copy and paste all of the job descriptions that you found, and it will create you a new tailored resume. If you don't like your results, you can then just go in and tweak your resume to your liking. Once you do this a few times, it becomes very easy and you can quickly spin up new resumes for tailored job postings. Just by using this one strategy, it has completely changed the way that I search for jobs and has completely increased my success rate of hearing back from companies. Here's one of my resumes. So with my 3 resume strategy, I had a lead system administrator resume. I also had a lead radar system engineer resume, and I also had a IT specialist resume for the federal government. I also used a resume for whenever I was applying for tech sales roles. I was looking at different federal TAM roles and sales engineer roles. So I had a resume for that too, right? So of course you need to have a different resume for all of these different type of job titles. So here's an example of my resume that was created using ChatGPT. Here's one of my earlier resumes that I had. This resume was for lead system administrator. This was before I tailored it with ChatGPT to update it. I was already updating it, but I did a complete overhaul. So as you can see with this resume, it was decent, but once I used ChatGPT, it completely transformed it. And also when it comes to my professional experience here, it made my resume read more like a leadership focused resume, a resume that read like a senior engineer. I also ended up getting some interview requests for principal engineer roles. So here's a resume that ChatGPT made where I updated the resume, and as you can see, it's definitely more wordy. It also highlights, I have a typo here, It's okay. But it also highlights my skills in my professional summary. So I think it does a better job of calling out some of my key skills at the top. I also ended up changing my resume some to focus on my key skills here and call out all of my key skills as well and the different programs that I worked on. But when you come down to my professional experience, you can see that my federal technical account manager experience is way more beefier, right? So there's more bullets and there's also more detailed experience and it's more quantitative versus where I just really had a plain resume. I felt like it wasn't as quantitative as it could have been, and it didn't really show the impact that I had with my company. So I felt like this new resume that I created had more of the value and leadership skills that I bring to companies, and it also highlighted the impact that I was able to have as well. And even when it came to my more technical positions that I had while I was overseas, it focused more on what I actually spearheaded and what I was actually responsible for leading while I was overseas. So I felt like that was something that I was missing. So if you feel like your resume is not reading the way you want it to, definitely take a look at using AI to go and make your resume read exactly how you want it to read. The next method that I use that most people are not doing is reaching out to the recruiter on LinkedIn after you apply for the job. So once you find a job that you feel like you're a good fit for, you tailor your resume and then you go apply to it. If it's a small company, you should be able to go and find the recruiter on LinkedIn. Once you find the recruiter on LinkedIn, send them a message and say, hey, I just applied to this role. Give them a brief blurb about your background and then also attach your resume. Let them know that you've applied and that you look forward to hearing back from them. Usually, if you are a good fit, you'll hear back from them very quickly. I use this to land my job that paid me $275,000 per year, completely remote, and I use the strategy to land interviews in this current job market. Whenever you find a role that you feel like you are the perfect fit for, you should use this strategy. As long as the company is small, go onto LinkedIn, search the name of the company, and then also search recruiter. Once you do that, you should find a list of a few recruiters. If it's a small company, it might not be any more than 5 recruiters max that come up. Typically, I see about 3. The best time to use this strategy is immediately after you apply to the job. If you feel like you're the perfect fit for the role and the company is very small, you need to go out and reach out to the recruiters immediately. So let me know how this works out for you on your current job search. So this is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Sometimes I use this to send messages to this one recruiter. I had to use Sales Navigator, but I sent her a message and I said, hi Samantha, my name is Simone Berry. I'm a high performing system engineer who primarily works OCONUS. I saw the C3EL system engineer positions located in Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and UAE. I have applied to these roles and I believe I'm a good fit with my leadership and overseas system engineer experience. I have attached my resume for your review. Look forward to hearing from you. That was at 11 a.m. and by 1:47 p.m. she actually responded back. She said, hi Simone, thank you for reaching out. I believe I just scheduled a screening call with you for Thursday. Sorry I'm at a career fair all day. Otherwise I would have scheduled it sooner. I appreciate your responsiveness and look forward to our conversation. This is what you want to do to stand out. I'm telling you, this works. And even if you don't have Sales Navigator, you don't need it. You can still just use LinkedIn Premium and send recruiters messages. One of the biggest things that people aren't doing right now is networking with old colleagues and coworkers. You should definitely be keeping your network active. Me personally, I like to reach out to my old coworkers pretty frequently. Some of my coworkers, I've gone to their house, I've had dinner with their families, I've traveled overseas and hung out with them. So there's many different things that I do to keep my relationships active and make sure that they're actual genuine relationships. I think that a lot of people, when it comes to networking, they aren't really trying to form genuine relationships. So it's very hard for you to reach out to people in your network. One of the easiest strategies that you can use for networking is literally just getting your coworkers' phone numbers. If you get their phone numbers, you're going to have constant contact with them all the time. People who only connect with their coworkers on LinkedIn aren't forming genuine relationships. How many people send you messages on LinkedIn that you never respond to? It's going to be the same thing with you and your previous coworkers. If you genuinely had a real friendship and real relationship with them, wouldn't you be able to just pick up your phone and text them and call them, ask them how things are going, ask them if they have any opportunities that might be a good fit for you? That's where you want to get to. So do not overlook just getting your coworkers' phone numbers. The next job strategy is something that I've been against for a very long time, but the way that this job market is set up, it is kind of trash, but again, you got to do whatever you need to do to stand out. You should be making cover letters right now by using AI. Making a cover letter used to be a total pain and it felt like a waste of time, but now if you really do want an opportunity that you feel like you're a good fit for, you can use AI to literally tailor your cover letter to that job description. And of course, you need to go back and proofread it and make sure that it sounds like you and your tone of voice, so that way it doesn't flag for AI and it doesn't sound robotic. So you got to make sure that you go that extra mile and make your cover letters based off these job descriptions, because it literally takes like 2 seconds. So you got to make sure that you go and tailor your resume when you're applying for jobs that you feel like you have a very good chance at getting, because it only takes 60 seconds to create a cover letter now. And if you're not sure what you should put into the AI tool to make your cover letter, here's a great prompt for you. I'm applying for a job with X company for this job title. Here's my current resume. Please create a cover letter that is professional with a genuine tone that highlights my skills and values that I will bring to the company based off of my current skill set and my current resume. Once you use that cover letter prompt, it's going to allow you to stand out, and maybe they don't see the cover letter, but when a recruiter reaches out to you, you can then go send them the cover letter and attach it to that first email, just thanking them for the opportunity because you're excited to move on in the hiring process. The last job search strategy that's going to help you out is by looking for jobs in places that other people are not looking at. When it comes to looking for jobs, you don't want to be on Indeed. I don't even search for jobs on LinkedIn. When I'm looking for jobs on LinkedIn, I never go to the LinkedIn job board. I think that that is the most oversaturated place to look at. And in my opinion, a lot of roles, by the time they're posted on LinkedIn, it's probably too late and you won't even get the job. So here are a few job boards that you can go apply to that other people aren't even looking at. So one of the first job boards is Dice.com. Dice.com is a job board that has jobs from all different tech sectors and tech industries, and you can find a lot of different jobs on Dice. The next job board, if you're cut for it, is Startup.jobs. Startup.jobs has a lot of different job postings from startups that are at all different phases of their startup seed round. So you might see jobs from companies that are just getting established, or you might see jobs from companies that are well established and have now IPO'd. If you're looking for remote jobs, remoteok.com is a good place to look at for remote jobs only. And this is a job board that was very popular during the 2020 era, but now it's not so popular. So I think that it's a great place to look at. The next job board that most people aren't looking at is clearancejobs.com. Most people don't look at jobs on Clearance Jobs because they think that you need to have a clearance to start looking for jobs on there. You do not need a clearance to search for jobs on clearancejobs.com. You can go onto the website, search for the roles that you're looking for, and also add ability to obtain to your job search, and that will show you all of the jobs that are sponsoring government clearances. Clearance Jobs lists jobs that are in the government sector, which is the most stable industry to work in right now. And that is the exact job sector that I ended up applying to my jobs to and landing my job offers just in 2 weeks. So if you've been overlooking government jobs and government contractor jobs, I highly suggest that you go take a look at clearancejobs.com. And I've made other videos detailing exactly what I would do if you want to get started in GovTech today. The next job board that a lot of people aren't looking at is levels.fyi. Levels.fyi is a great place to go to look at FANG jobs, and they also post the different salaries from FANG companies, and they have job postings as well. So if you're looking at getting a job with a big tech company or a FANG company, levels.fyi is a great place to look at, and it also has some unknown companies as well. So there you have it, the exact job process that I use to land 2 remote 6-figure jobs in just 2 weeks. You've seen the strategy, you know where to look at, now it's time to take action. If you haven't been having luck applying for jobs in other tech sectors, now might be a great time to look at the government technology sector. The federal government is one of the biggest employers in the world. The federal government employs 4 million people, and the government contractor companies employ millions of people as well. These companies offered unmatched job stability due to government security clearances. They offer great benefits. I even saw some companies that were putting 14.2% into your 401k just by working for the company. And most importantly, they're actively hiring right now, which is what I think you're looking for. If you want to know how to transition into GovTech and get roles just like these. I made a complete video on what I would do to go from zero to getting into GovTech. It's the video on the screen right here. Click it and I'll see you over there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.